Ne? I used to draw a lot when I was younger, like back in high school. I went back and realized that I have really lost my drawing skills. Sheesh, just a thought. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone has been doing well. In this video, I will go through the progress I've made so far in this game. I'm still in the beginning phase, so I came across a lot of challenges already. So these aren't just the highlight, just so you know. It's just what it is. A game design document is just simply a blueprint of what the game is going to be all about. It's where you specify the vision, the gameplay mechanics, story if you have, and the overall structure of the game project. The title that I came up for this game is Shades of a Pugilist, or Shades of Pugilist, which is practically a fighting game or a sports game. It's between the two in the style of the street science boxing. Here you create your own fighter and you fight your way to the top, one punch at a time. Here the fighters are born, not made. We'll get into that later. Inspiration for this game came from games like Tory Bash, the Fight Night series, and also the active ragdoll mechanic that was made by Metalcore 999. His one is practically amazing, and it inspired me also to try and do something in my own way in Godot. Development softwares that were specified in this document include Blender, Godot, Photopea, and FL Studio. My target audience is mainly people who enjoy sports games like Fight Night and Undisputed. Also UFC, because UFC there's still boxing, or there exists boxing. Only difference is they'll be playing it at the indie level, so you don't expect too much. I'm trying to complete this game, not spend 6 years on this game. The core loop for this game is practically there's an exhibition mode. In this mode, players will be matched up against a fellow boxer. They either choose to fight a CPU or another boxer now, or another player. Now this is practically offline. They fight this character and win by points, knockouts, or TKO, the regular rules for boxing. This is the standard boxing stuff, so it rinses and repeats from there. Then ideally I'd want to put a career mode and a multiplayer mode, but those ones come a bit later. No need to go into that much detail. Primary mechanics is character creation, moving, punching the different punches, jab, crosses, hooks, uppercuts, defenses like blocking, moving around, like dodging punches, which includes leaning back, slipping, sidestepping, ducking, parrying, a stamina system also, and many more. Actually, there's a lot of things that need to be implemented in this, and I am scared. But no need to go into that much detail. Let's first focus on the MVP, the minimum viable product. The minimum viable product is just practically the basic state of a particular product, as long as it covers the basic functionality, whether it is relating to UI, whether it is relating to the mechanics, then you would say that that's an MVP. Now it needs to cover all of them instead of only some. At least that's what I have to say in my opinion. Now, this would cover making assets, functionality, and user interfaces. Right now, my priorities is just mainly making a simple gameplay. This is where we start off with the assets. I started off in Blender making a basic model. I was looking at tutorials and found a good one, and that's where I was taking the inspiration from. It had basic animations, so I can try and understand how to use them, as it was still all new to me. So I did not know how to do it exactly, neither did I know how to export it to Godot. So there was a lot of learning that needed to be done here, and a lot of experimentation. But you have to start somewhere. The first draft that I worked on, I took my cricket looking model and exported it into Godot. I worked on it for some time until I implemented the animations. I was still learning how to implement things in Godot, as I was still new at it. Not even was, I am still new at Godot. But day by day, I keep on learning something, and I managed to come up with a simple controller. Though I was having trouble because I wanted him to jab, I wanted the model to jab, but yeah, I think there was an issue with locking animation or something along the lines of that. After that, I settled and said, okay, I better work on something else. So I decided to work briefly on a boxing ring and exported that ring into Godot. Not exactly the ring that I'm gonna use for the game, but just trying to keep the skills that I'm learning, because if you don't use them, then you'll just lose them. I abandoned the previous project and decided to work on a new one. Now why did I do this? Firstly, the model that I made did not exactly have all the suitable bones in order for it to move like a real boxer. So I had to restart again. So I made one. This time I made it myself. I didn't follow any tutorial. It was just all me. And I'm proud of the work that I did. I decided to export it into Godot. And I started working through it in Godot. So yeah. I am a music fiend. I listen to almost anything and I draw inspiration from different sources, whether it's hip hop, rock, jazz, Ethio jazz, J-pop. Now, in terms of making video game themes, I did not know anything about that. All I know is there are some soundtracks which I really like the one from Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and also 3. Those soundtracks are really good. Other than that, I was always lost in making that kind of music. But with enough inspiration, nothing is impossible. So I decided to make something. Now that I at least have something like scripts and scenes, I asked myself, if something were to happen to my PC, how would I recover this project? Like, if I just get robbed, or if the PC just falls to the ground and it breaks, how can I recover my work? Well, the answer is GitHub. I set up a GitHub repo for this project and pushed my work on it. The workflow is practically simple. Now, am I planning to work on this project in the future with a group? Of course. Will it be GitHub? Mm-mm. I will be using Azure DevOps, as I am really accustomed to it. But for now, I'm gonna stick with a simple GitHub. Game development is hard. When I started this journey, I thought I would just be able to crank out an MVP in about a week, but I'm still in the beginning phase and it's been a huge struggle. You need to couple in the factors of school, of work, and it is not easy. I'm not gonna say that eventually I'll get there. These things are not guaranteed. But I still have hope, or I will forever have hope that I'll complete this project. Nothing is easy. You just have to do what you can. God is on your side. Thank you very much.